Welcome everyone to another startup and complete car documentation. What we have here is a 2012 Nissan Murano SL. This Murano is painted in platinum graphite metallic. Chrome door handles. You do have smart key or intelligent key access for the front doors. On the key fob, you have the buttons for lock, unlock, power tailgate release, and panic. Front door panels have storage areas. You got power windows, locks, and mirrors. And the driver's seat also gets 2% memory settings. This one has the black interior color scheme, and the SL trim adds leather seats. Both front seats are fully powered. Now that we're behind the wheel, let's go ahead and start the engine. And along with intelligent key, it also has push button ignition. You can start it, of course, with the key fob anywhere in the car, but they do also give you this little holder for it as well. The Nissan Murano is a midsize two-row crossover slotted in Nissan's lineup between the compact Rogue and the longer midsize three-row Pathfinder. It therefore competes in the same two-row subcategory of midsize SUVs as models like the Ford Edge. The Murano made its debut for the 2003 model year, and as of the 2023 model year is in its third generation, although I believe a new fourth generation is on the horizon for 2024. The Murano has always shared its underpinnings with Nissan's Altima and Maxima sedans. Although the Murano has mostly made its name as a sensible five-door crossover, the second-gen Murano was offered in a second body style. We'll get to that in a moment. This 2012 model we have here represents the second generation of the Murano, codenamed Z51, which was produced from model years 2009 through 2014. Interestingly enough, there was a one model year gap between the first and second generations, meaning there was no Murano at all for 2008. By far, the most notable thing about the second-gen Murano is the fact that it came in two body styles. Aside from the standard Murano, there was also the Murano Cross Cabriolet, which, no joke, was a two-door soft-top convertible version of the Murano. It was produced only from 2011 to 2014, and another generation of it was never made. Sure, it was a sales flop and the victim of much mockery, but niche cars like that are so fascinating to me that I actually kind of love it. The traditional five-door crossover Murano was, needless to say, far more popular and commonly seen than those Murano Cabrios. But back to this 2012 Murano. The US market 2012 model year Murano was offered in the following trim levels for five-door models: S, SV, SL, and LE. Cross Cabriolet models, on the other hand, were offered in a single well-equipped trim level. 2012 Muranos received one sole engine and transmission combo, which was a 3.5-liter V6 paired to a CVT automatic. Cross Cabriolet models did receive a slight bump in both power and torque. As for drivetrains, you could choose between front-wheel drive and all-wheel drive, although Cross Cabriolets were all-wheel drive only. In Nissan's US 2012 crossover lineup, the midsize Murano was the largest, slotting above the compact Rogue. At the time of filming, this one has 144,564 miles. In the instrument cluster, we have 4 analog gauges, which are your tachometer, speedometer, fuel gauge, and temperature gauge. You also have 2 digital information displays, which can be gone through via these controls right here. It has a 4-spoke design, heated, leather-wrapped, and multifunctional steering wheel, sport grips. And as for controls, on this side you have your cruise controls, and then on this side you find your audio controls, along with your Bluetooth and voice commands. Now the steering wheel is tilt and telescopic, but you actually get 2 separate levers. The parking brake is foot operated. Got your traction control toggle. This switch will enable or disable the power tailgate function, and these switches are for the power folding rear seat backs. Open or close the power tailgate from here, and that heated steering wheel toggle as well. Climate vent for the driver. Panel dimmer. On this side you got your exterior lighting stock. And on this side is your wiper stock. Going down the center of the interior, you got a speaker. This is a premium Bose sound system. Right here you have your central climate vents, along with your infotainment system screen. We'll go over that more in a bit. Hazard switch. You got your main controls for the infotainment system. Then more of your radio controls, your CD player slot as well. You have dual zone automatic climate controls. All the controls are here. Passenger airbag indicator. A little bit of storage with a 12-volt power outlet. And then you also got 2-stage heated front seats. Putting it in reverse, does a really backup camera with guidance lines. This button is for your overdrive on or off. Storage area, 2 cup holders. Has a 2-tiered center console. You also got AV ports and another 12-volt power outlet in there. Glove box is lockable. Both sun visors do have vanity mirrors, lights, and extensions. Auto dimming rear view with a compass and garage home link. On the overhead console you have your overhead lighting, sunglass holder, and the controls for your dual pane power sunroof. There are also grab handles at all 4 corners. And here is that infotainment system. And yeah, this is very outdated, but it's kind of fun. Makes it kind of fun to check out. So you can push that. This is like, I believe, your main home screen, average fuel economy. And then you twist this knob, or you can use the up and down arrows and then select one. Then the back button. Then you hit settings. Takes you to this menu. As you can see, this is how this knob works. Say audio settings, and you can adjust all that back down to something else. As you can see. And then that's that home screen. But as for radio, you have AM, FM, and you do have Sirius XM. And then you also have your CD player still. But now we'll go ahead and roll down the driver's window. Both front windows are automatic down. And have a look at the engine bay. S, SV, and SL Muranos came standard with these 18-inch 5-split-spoke alloy rims. Powering the Murano is Nissan's VQ30DE 3.5-liter naturally aspirated V6 engine. It's an all-aluminum power plant with dual overhead camshafts, 4 valves per cylinder, and variable valve timing. Horsepower is rated at 260 at 6,000 RPM, while torque is rated at 240 pound-feet at 4,400 RPM. The transmission is an Xtronic CVT automatic with a low mode, and power in this Murano was sent solely to the front wheels. Running on regular unleaded with a 21.7-gallon fuel tank, EPA estimates for a Murano like this one are 18 mpg in the city and 23 mpg on the highway. It has a McPherson strut front suspension and a multi-link rear suspension. Bringing the Murano to a stop are 4-wheel ventilated disc brakes. The fuel cap, as you saw earlier, is on the driver's side. Roof racks. Back door panels also have storage. Both front seats have mat pockets in the backs. Rear passengers do get a storage area right there, along with a folding center armrest with 2 cup holders. Little reading lights and coat hooks on either side. Space back here, I'm about 6'1". I put the driver's seat in a position, a comfortable driving position for myself. I think it's pretty good back here, as you'd expect for being a mid-size 2-row crossover. Competes with the Ford Edge, that kind of thing. So bigger than a compact. Decent headroom, not quite as much because of the sunroof, but then again, I still get a couple inches of headroom, so that's really not that much of a problem. Legroom pretty good. Not that much to complain about. Now, the Murano Cross Cabriolet, which they made during this generation of Murano, that body style, that might be a different story. It's a 2-door convertible crossover, of all things, to make out of this. But this is your more boring, everyday crossover Murano. But that being said, I would love to film a Cross Cabriolet someday. And rear passengers also get their own climate vents in the B-pillars. Dual exhaust, rear wiper, and it does come with a power tailgate. With the optional sunroof, the Murano offers 31.6 cubic feet of cargo space with the back seats up, and 64 cubic feet after folding them down. Anyhow, thanks for checking out this tour of this 2012 Nissan Murano. And as always, stay on the lookout for future tours.